Let's talk about love. From the perspective of self, love is personal. Love is a feeling or an emotion seemingly caused by someone or something. I love you. You love me. It is something that is given and received. It is something that connects us. It's also something that comes and goes. All of that implies a distance between you and me. All of that implies some bridge we have to cross to reach the other. We reach out for love. Someone reaches out to give us love. So it's reciprocal. It's also conditional. In that sense, the heart opens and closes. It can open to give love or receive love, or it can close to reject love or to protect itself from that which it perceives as not love. But true love, that is an aspect of love. But true love in the sense of when the sense of self loosens, has no distance. Love is not something that is given or received. Love simply is. Love is what remains when the sense of separate self comes undone. When the separate self, the sense of me, my identity as this or that, has no longer a platform to stand on, is no longer deriving its identity from the content of its experience. This is the nakedness we've spoken of, the end of self-referencing. Then that which remains is the radiance of being, which is undefended, unarmored, armored. It has no boundary around it. It's not an it. It implies that it's got a boundary. It's a defined thing. But for convenience of language, we can say that. But it has no boundary. It has no distance. It's life meeting itself. in this moment, just as it is. So there's nothing to give and receive. There's nothing to connect to. It's not even an issue anymore. The issue of connection, the issue of reaching out, it doesn't make sense in this infinite, open, unbounded space that remains. This space is not devoid of warmth. It's not devoid. Radiance is warmth. And what remains is love. But that love is not personal. Neither is it an emotion. An emotion that we call love, which may also have tears or some movement of energy, tenderness, heartbreak, call it what you will. That is not love per se. That is the undoing of the armoring of the self. When that movement of energy is not taken personally, then the true nature of love starts to reveal itself. So when tears move, when there's energy in the heart space and something cracks open, when there is tenderness, maybe the tenderness of loss or the tenderness of kindness, these are movements of energy. When that takes place, which inevitably it does, don't take it personally. It may be triggered by something personal, but don't take ownership of that movement of energy. Taking ownership means you define yourself from that movement of energy. And whilst there's no harm in that, it continues to provide something for the self to find or believe is the ground of itself, the platform. Loosening that platform is what allows the true grace of love to reveal itself. So, love is not about, in fact, relationship. Love is not created by relationship. Relationship takes place within the field of love. So love really isn't, I say again, a feeling or an emotion. The breaking open of the heart is a feeling and an emotion. But love is the field within which everything appears. Everything. When that is somehow realized, because there has been a loosening of the armoring, so that there isn't a tightening, there isn't a recoiling from what is, from your direct experience. There isn't a protection or a need to defend oneself against some idea of being hurt. There is just simply the raw, honest, innocent meeting of what is. In that sense, it's not you meeting what is, it's life meeting itself in that. When that unfolds gradually, suddenly, over time. The heart is no longer something located inside you. The whole of existence is that heart. Rather, the whole of existence appears in the heart, not a heart with a boundary, simply as love. The whole of existence is an appearance of love. When that unfolds from the vantage point of the self that remains, the I, the one that perceives as long as it's alive, with the vehicle of the nervous system and the sensory organs, from that perspective, there is no distance between anything that's experienced and the I. Everything takes place within that. That's why we can say, possibly, the whole world, the whole of existence, the whole life is in me. So there's no distance. When there's no distance, there's no barrier. That doesn't mean there isn't discernment. That doesn't mean there aren't healthy boundaries on the functional level in interactions, relationships, and so on. But those boundaries and those discernments are not clouded by the personal agenda to protect itself, to defend itself, to block out, to reject or resist. So there's a great clarity. It's a very radical shift in perception. It's not that you see different things, colours and lights and auras, but perception in the sense of, instead of seeing through the limited or narrow, myopic view of ego identity, where everything is separate, everything is transactional, everything is almost a bartering with life or with other or with whatever. It's not conditional. Yeah. So it's a shift from that to seeing through the eyes of the heart, but not the personal heart, the one heart of being. Again, it's a kind of nakedness. It's not a veiled perception. And again, far from it being a detached perception or a detached way, it is profoundly intimate. There is nothing in the direct experience to be avoided, denied, or rejected. And this gives a great richness to the experience, richness of life, whatever it is, whether it's sorrow, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's tenderness, whether, even if it's loss, whether it's joy, all of it is exquisitely included. Then there is no need to seek something other than what is. There's a great fullness in this. The self is empty, but life, as it meets itself in this moment, is full. There's nothing lacking. There's nothing incomplete. This doesn't mean that we congratulate ourselves for having arrived somewhere, or having the perfect life, or having perfected ourselves. Not at all. The self-cherishing the self-cherishing mind has come undone. Love has no center. When love has a center, then it becomes a commodity that we give and take, a position of transaction. But true love has no center. And again, this can be initially feel ungrounding, disorienting. But only for any vestige of self that remains, that's still clambering to find its position, to find its control center.